What's up? It's Naomi the Crafty Savage here, and I'm back for this week's Savage Story Time. So we're going to be doing some more Am I the Applesauce, right? Now you know the drill. Make sure you got your tea, your soda, your coffee, whatever it is you drink, your snacks, your popcorn, your candy, whatever, right? Sit down, help me judge who is the biggest applesauce this week, right? I don't know. There's some doozies here. Let's get into this, right? Okay. So, the first one starts off. The title is, Am I the Applesauce for telling a disabled mom I won't help her child? Excuse me, what? Now, I mean, I don't want to assume, because you know these titles, they can be deceiving, right? But just from the title, like, I'm gonna go with you're the applesauce. But let me not assume, because we all know, I jump back and forth like you are the applesauce, you ain't the applesauce, like you are the king and queen of the applesauce. Yes, right? Let's find out. Let's not assume. So, it says, I have 3 daughters, one aged 9 and a set of twins aged 6. All are competitive dancers. Are you like being like a mean dance mom and not helping this woman's kid? Because if so, like, you're the applesauce. Let me just stop the bus here. You know what I mean? Let me not assume, because then it makes an applesauce out of me and you, right? Exactly. For this season, we are at a new studio this year. On my twins' teams, they are the youngest, and most girls have been on the team for 2 to 3 years already. Okay. I noticed one girl, hold on, Roscoe's eating something. Hold on. Sorry for that interruption. We are in my craft room, and there is nothing for him to be chomping and munching on. So when I heard him like chomping on something, I was like, I don't think so, buddy. No. Here's just like some plastic piece to something. It's probably like to my light pad that holds it up. Little freaking stinker. But okay, where were we at? So the girls have been on the team for like 2-3 years already. I noticed one girl on my twins team was often the only one without a parent. Okay. We can call her S. During costume try-ons, S was the only one without a mom/dad. I thought it was odd that no other mom was offering to help her, so I took S under my wing. The same thing happened at a few other pre-competition meetings. I casually mentioned it one night with the other moms. I was told that S's dad owns a business and is always working or traveling for business. Okay. Her mom is obese and can only walk short distances, which is why she doesn't come inside. Okay. She waits in her car during practice. Okay. They said nobody helps because her mom is incredibly rude and entitled. Okay, so maybe you're not the applesauce. I don't know. Let me just keep going, right? Her daughter never has the correct materials, such as a dance bag with garment racks that are required to have, hair/makeup not done, costumes a mess. I decided to help S. It's not her fault. Exactly. It is not the child's fault. I mean, I get the mom's situation, but she could at least try to make sure that, like, her child has, like, at least the right garments, you know what I mean? Like, the third competition is where it all fell apart. Ruh-roh. It was a large, all-weekend competition with 2 performances/award rooms. All 3 of my kids at one point would be dancing almost back-to-back in separate rooms, so I knew I'd be running. I texted S's mom before and let her know how busy it would be, so I would need S to have her hair/makeup done and costume steam. S shows up with all costumes, a mess, and no hair or makeup done. First 3 dances were pure chaos. I get them all ready for their fourth dance, and I'm ready to run to watch my oldest dance. I quickly look at the schedule and see S is doing her solo shortly after the current dance. I then realize S never gave me her solo costume and find it rolled into a ball in her duffel bag, complete wrinkled mess. Not one mom from our studio is around to help. I miss all 3 of my kids' dances to steam S's costume. Like, that's not right. Like I get the mom has, like, issues, but, like, if somebody's willing to help your child, and they reach out and say, like, hey, like, I'm going to need you to do X, Y, and Z. Like, at least get X, Y, and Z done for the woman. So I'm going with not the applesauce here, guys. And I miss all 3 of my kids' dances to steam S's costume. That's sad. They came back and I get S ready. Her costume was as good as I could get it in time, but it's not perfect. Exactly. She gets on stage and her mom looks and says, look how wrinkled she looks. She better not get points off. Her hairpiece doesn't look secure either. Oh, good night, Irene. Like, you would have to be dragging me out there, because what I would say to that woman would be like, well, then you needed to get off your woo-woo and get it done yourself, right? Now, like, unless this mom's, like, paying her, like, to help out, then maybe that's different. Let's continue. Let's continue. A few days later, at next practice, I speak to the owner about possible solutions, and I'm told she has had many conversations with her mom, and unless there's a change, she'll be kicked out after this year. I go outside to talk to her mom by her car. I let her know that I'm sorry, but I can no longer help. It wasn't fair that I had to miss my kids dancing because I was caring for her child. I explain my frustrations, then suggest she hire someone to help S, and I say, I know some teenagers who would do it, and I could reach out for her if she'd like. She lost it on me. Oh no, sweetheart. Oh no. And told me she isn't hiring anyone. I should continue to help, and if her child is kicked off, it's my fault. I know S isn't my child, but I feel awful. Am I the applesauce if I don't help S? Edit. The mom has a disabled placard on her car. I assume the disability is more than being obese. Obesity is the reason, I was told up front by others. Okay. I'm going to go with not the applesauce. Like, I get where your heart is for that child, right? It is not that child's fault. Not at all. But the fact that, like, I guess I see why the other moms, like, don't help. And it sucks for that child because it's not the child's fault. But it's like, there's only so much you can do, and, like, the mom's not even appreciative. Yep. You are not the applesauce, honey. That mom is. And my heart breaks for that child because it is not her fault. The next one. Am I the applesauce for laughing when my roommate's boyfriend asked me to use less alarms in the morning? Do you know how many alarms I have going off on my phone? Because, like, I sleep right through them mofos. Like, I got a special alarm that I have to solve math problems for it to go off, and I will still sleep through that sucker. Let's continue, because maybe there's more to the story. So, my roommate, 22 female, moved in with me, 23 female, about 2 months ago. Okay. She's been great with the exception. Her boyfriend stays the night at her apartment the majority of the week, about 5 to 6 nights. After the first month, I spoke with her about how I'm uncomfortable with her boyfriend staying the night all the time. I mean, is he contributing to the bills? Like, I mean, but I get it, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a female and you have a female, like, I'm not saying, like, her boyfriend can't come over, but it's more or less like he's staying there. with her boyfriend staying there the nights all the time. And he can come over regularly, but if the sleeping over could be reduced to 2 to 3 times a week, I would really appreciate it. She essentially shut me down over it and said she doesn't see the issue since the majority of the time he stays in her room. So I dropped it. Now on to a new issue, okay? I'm an extremely heavy sleeper. Me too, sweetheart. Me too. Apparently, her boyfriend is not. A couple of days ago, he approached me in the morning. He woke up to my alarm and told me to set less alarms because I wake him up hours before he has to be at work. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, I'd be like, you can get the F out, dude. Like, are you paying money? Like, no. Like, I live here. You don't. I would be petty and I would set more alarms after that. I'm just saying. There's not. A couple days he approached me in the morning, would set less alarms because I wake him up before he has to be at work. I was still half asleep, so I laughed and told him that he has his own apartment to sleep at, and if it bothers him that much, also that I only take his request into consideration once he starts paying a third of the rent and the utilities. Exactly. Like, I wouldn't have laughed because first off, like, I'm not a morning person. Like, when I get up, like, you got to give me a couple minutes. Like, I'm not mean right off the bat, right? But mess with me. Come at me sideways with something like that. Like, I'm ripping your freaking head off. Like, I will chew you out and spit you out. I will draw you a Mac point in the direction and push you on the way to get there. I don't... No. She's better than me laughing. Like, I mean, I might have laughed, but it wouldn't have been like a hee hee ha ha. Like, it would have been like, you better run. Like, you're gonna tell me what I can and can't do at my own house, like, and you don't pay a cent? Sweetheart, I don't even think I need to read the rest of this, but I'm gonna go with you are not the applesauce. But let's continue, right? He was not happy with that, but is now staying more often at his apartment. Good. So I'm not upset at the result, but my roommate is not happy with me because her boyfriend spends less time with her. Well, then tell her to go sleep over at his house. Jeez Louise. I was telling my friends about this situation, and they told me that I should have been more considerate about my noise level that early, and I was rude for how I handled the situation. Oh no, sweetheart, I don't think you were rude. I don't think you're the applesauce. Like, not at all. Like, it seems like, yeah, no, dude needs to go stay at his house. Like, his girlfriend, like, if she's got a problem with it, she can go stay at his house. Like, why don't she move in with him? Bada bing, bada boom, just find a new roommate. And there we go. So I'm going with not the applesauce. Now, like, it'd be one thing, you know, like, if he was, like, living there, paying rent, helping out with the bills, and I'd be like, yeah, take that into consideration, right? But no. Nope. He's the applesauce. The next one. Am I the applesauce for not giving tenants extra time to move? I don't know. Did they do something? Like, are you just being an applesauce just to be an applesauce? Let's get into it and find out, shall we? So it says, I own a home that I was renting out for 3 years to a family. Okay. They were month to month, and I gave them 6 weeks notice. So that's about a month and a half. I wanted them out. The state I live in requires 30 days. So you gave them like an extra 2 weeks. So I don't know, maybe there's a circumstance, because so far I'm going with, it seemed like the applesauce, like you even gave them an extra 2 weeks, but maybe there's like a circumstance type of thing, like, hey, they got a new place, but they can't move in till this date type of thing. But, so it says, I decided to evict them because they consistently pay their rent late. Oh, honey, you are better than me, because I don't think I would have given them those extra 2 weeks if I had to go and evict them because, like, they were constantly late. They put up wallpaper in the house without permission. They started breeding dogs also without permission. They filled the yard with recreational vehicles. One caught on fire and almost burned down my garage. And overall, they are destroying my property. I'm leaning with so far, and I'm like, there's still more to this story, right? That you are not the applesauce. Like, you are better than me. Like, I probably would have done the eviction and given them like 30 days to get out, like by law, because that's what I had to do. I wouldn't have given them those 2 extra weeks. Like, you are better than me. I will give you that. But so far, I'm going with you. You ain't the applesauce. Like, with all that. And then they almost set your freaking garage on fire. Good night, Irene. Whew. Okay, let's keep going. I attempted to deal with these things professionally and legally, but every time I address one issue, it's only a matter of months before they pull something else. Recently, the husband sent me a text informing me he would have to store their belongings in the house and the garage until the middle of the month, after the established eviction date. I told him that is not possible and recommended that he rent a storage unit. Exactly. Like, you're already giving them two extra weeks that you don't have to. And then now he's asking for more after, like they more or less sound like hellions. Jeez Louise. Where was I at? His response that he will be out when he can, but it won't be by the 1st because he needs to find a place in the same town, and moving to a different town is not an option. I told him he needed to be out by the 1st or I would start the legal eviction progress. He accused me of throwing his family out on the street and said he thought I was a nice guy, but instead I'm a, you know, it begins with a D. There are multiple towns within 10 to 20 minutes from where he is living, and the reason he can't live anywhere else is he doesn't want to lose his political seat that he has a residency requirement. Since I gave him more time than the law requires, I don't feel it's my responsibility to let him continue to live there because he chose to limit his housing options. The political seat isn't a major position, nor is it a primary occupation. This guy has a full-time job, and moving to a different town wouldn't impact his job or income. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. You are not the applesauce, right? I swear, like, I'm just trying to record a Am I the Applesauce video, and either Roscoe's chewing on something, someone's calling me, like, I tell you. All right, hopefully we can get through, I think it's like one more story, and we should be good to go. But yeah, I'm going to go with that, this person is not the applesauce. Like, you should have evicted them, like a long time ago, like by changing stuff in the house that you didn't give them permission with, like the almost burning down your garage, like that's kind of major. That's kind of major there. Like, I don't... Yeah. Okay. The next one. Am I the applesauce for feeding my friend fish as a prank? I mean, if it's a prank, like, So it says, me, 21 female, and my friend, 20 female, have been friends for a good 8 years. Okay. We went to the same school growing up, and we now attend the same universities. Lately, me and her, along with our other friends, have been doing prank wars. Okay. Nothing too harmful, but simple pranks that everyone agreed to, and since we live with most of our friends, it's convenient. Okay. My friend had previously pranked me with the classic Sharpie trick while I was asleep in a lecture. So as a prank, I decided to make her a cake that mainly consisted of fish in its batter. but put a lot of sugar and icing on it so it looked legit. I mean, it's a prank. Like, I mean, if you guys are pranking each other, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see how you're the applesauce, but let's keep going, right? I left the cake on the dining room table and waited for my friend to get it. After a good 30 minutes, she bit into it and started saying that it tasted different. I bet it did. It probably tasted like fish, not the kind of cake you were expecting, right? And I just started laughing. However, one of our friends noticed that my friend's neck was swollen up and she looked all puffed up. Uh-oh. My friend started crying about how she couldn't breathe and felt all choked up instantly. Was your friend allergic to fish? Like, if your friend's allergic to fish and you know it and you did that as a prank, then yeah, no, you're the applesauce, right? Yeah, let's keep going, right? We drove her to the hospital and found out she had an allergic reaction, a really bad one that she was closed from. We weren't allowed to stay in the hospital, but my friend's older brother came to stay with her for the night, and before we left, asked which one of us had done this to her. Of course, everyone told him it was me, and he just looked me in the eyes before calling me a sandy beach, and that he didn't want me to talk to his sister ever again. I apologized to my friend via text, but she seems to be ignoring me. She moved out to live with her brother until the end of the semester. She's still keeping contact with everyone else but me. Yes, giving her an allergic reaction was horrible of me, but it wasn't that serious. I was unaware that she had an allergy in the first place. Okay. So I'm going to go with not the applesauce, just for the simple fact that you didn't know she was allergic to it, right? Now, like I said, if you would have known she was allergic to fish and you did that, then you know what? You are 100% the applesauce. You guys are playing pranks on each other, you know what I mean? Like, how are you to know? You know, like, it could be one of them. Like, I know people that it's like they could eat shellfish, you know, and they're fine. And then, you know, the next time they go and eat shellfish, they have an allergic reaction. You know, like, how are you to know? I'm going to go with not the applesauce. Like, I know you probably feel horrible. Don't beat yourself up. You know, like, that's not right. That's not right. I'm going to go with not the applesauce, okay? The next one. Am I the applesauce for not wanting my stepfriend's son to sleep on my nice air mattress? What are you, like, the evil freaking stepmom? Like, why can't your friend sleep on the nice air mattress? Like, or your stepson? Let's get into this, shall we? I've been in a relationship with a man who has a son for 3 years now. His son, age 10, and I get along great, and it's been mostly smooth sailing. Okay. He's currently on spring break, and my boyfriend asked him if he wanted to have some friends over for a sleepover. He enthusiastically said yes, which made us both happy, as before this year he had been having some trouble making friends. This year he's become quite the social butterfly. When discussing sleeping arrangements, his son, who has never had a sleepover before, asked where his friend will sleep. You know, that's a good question. My boyfriend said they would bring sleeping bags and sleep on the floor of his room. His son said maybe they could sleep on another bed instead, to which my boyfriend said, we aren't buying a whole new bed for this. Then his son said that they could sleep on our air mattress. My boyfriend agreed. I mean, what's so wrong with that? Here's the thing, and I have a feeling this is where she's going to explain that she is the applesauce, because, again, I'm still trying to wrap my head around why can't this kid's friend sleep on the air mattress, right? It's a nice air mattress. Okay, do you want a freaking cookie? One that I bought with my own money. So not one my boyfriend and his son already had before he met me. Oh, okay, I got it. So you're one of them. You are one of them. Okay. I don't even think I need to read any further. Just that selfish little sentence right there. Like, you sound like the applesauce, sweetheart. Jeez Louise. Where the hell was I at before? It's tall and it looks like a regular bed when you put sheets on it, and it's very comfortable. I bought it for, adults to use when they come to stay with us. Both times we've blown it up, his son comes in and jumped on it, which made me hardcore cringe. So the idea of this nice expensive item of mine being used by children, one whom definitely enjoys jumping on it, makes me very uncomfortable. My boyfriend says I'm being ridiculous because you are. You're being ridiculous. It's a freaking air mattress. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I know they're expensive, but yeah. And that we should share things, because he's right. You should share things when you're in a relationship, sweetheart. He's now saying he'll just buy a new air mattress if they break it. Okay, you know what I mean? So he's willing to replace it if the kids destroy it. So what's the problem there? Am I crazy, or don't kids usually bring sleeping bags to sleepovers? I know I always did as a kid. Sweetheart, we ain't in the freaking 80s anymore, okay? Like, I know I always did as a kid. I never once slept on an air mattress at someone else's home. He's saying I'm being petty, because you are being petty, sweetheart. You're being like the queen of freaking petty, and I have a feeling that you just won the crown of Am I the Applesauce? I think he's being unreasonable to offer up my item to children and then waive off the hundreds of dollars it would cost to replace it. So I figured I'd ask the internet. Am I the applesauce? Edit. The sleepover is in the future. The kids don't have any expectation of where they'll be sleeping. Oh, honey, you're the applesauce, right? So you're in a relationship, right? But you're still doing well, this is mine and I paid for it, right? Okay, even if it was a nice freaking air mattress, right? You could, just blow it up right before the kids go to sleep, right? If you're so worried about it getting destroyed, you can deflate it as soon as they get up, since you're so worried about it being destroyed. Your boyfriend even offered to replace it if it got destroyed. Like, you are so petty. Like, and in the beginning, wasn't it like the child was having problems like making friends, and this year like he became a social butterfly? So like what you just like want to, I don't know, rain on his parade? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? You are the biggest freaking applesauce I think I have read. There's one more story, but I'm going to go with that. Like, you are the queen of the applesauce this week, sweetheart. Like, if I was your boyfriend, we wouldn't be in a relationship anymore. Like, if that's how you want to be, like, oh, well, I bought this. No, like, don't get me wrong. Like, if it's like a sentimental thing, like a family heirloom, or like, like, I don't know, something like you got from like your grandmother, that's passed away. Okay, you know what I mean? I can get that. It's a freaking air mattress. Like, get off your freaking high horse, lady. Like, whoo, okay. Woo-sa, right? Woo-sa, because that lady's a freaking, she's like the whole freaking apple pie. Screw the applesauce. Like, let's just make her into a freaking apple pie, because that's what she is. This last one, I tell you, some of these people are so entitled, I just don't get it, right? The next one. Am I the applesauce for no longer making my husband handmade gifts? Let's read further, right? I always like crafting and making stuff with my hands. Whoop, that's me, and I'm pretty sure that's a lot of you out there too, right? Exactly, right? So we know, the blood, sweat, and tears, the time that it takes to make things with their hands. It's been something that soothes me and helps me focus, even if it's as simple as a basic knitting or doing origami while I watch TV. Sometimes I take classes for stuff like pottery making or ceramic glazing or drip painting or whatever else that catches my eye. I like to give gifts of the stuff I'm making to my loved ones. For example, when my 2 cousins told me they were pregnant at the same time I made us all matching baby blankets and they loved them. My husband, however, has never really been into handmade stuff. He knows I enjoy it and he encourages me to do it. Okay. Let me not be so mean and judgmental. I mean, her husband does encourage her, to do it. He'll pay for me to go to the classes I've talked about, or my origami paper supply will magically refill itself. And the baskets with my knitting supplies is always tidy, even if I know I didn't put it back so carefully. Okay, maybe I'm being like a Judge Judy and judging the husband just a little too quickly, right? But we ain't done the story yet. I could flip that page like real quick. This past weekend was Mother's Day. I made little chocolates for all my mom's friends. Husband started saying that I didn't make things for him anymore. Because you don't frickin' appreciate it, dude. So why am I going to waste my time and make you something? I explained to him the reason above and said I don't make things for them to just get thrown into the bin liner, and I would rather not waste my time. I agree. Like, I'm not, like, I get not everybody likes handmade gifts, you know what I mean? Like, and that's fine, right? But, like, if you don't like it, I'm not going to waste my time and my energy to keep making you handmade things for you to throw away. Like, no. I would rather make something and give it to somebody that's actually going to appreciate it, right? Or at least, like, pretend they appreciate it to my freaking face. Like, good night. Edit to add. I have also made him foodstuffs before, including his mom's recipe, which if someone is blind testing, the 2 versions are completely identical. I will spend all day or a couple days on it. He will eat 1 bite and the rest also ends up in the trash. He got all quiet and said he didn't realize he was a waste of my time. He hasn't said anything again, but he's been weird all week, so I don't know. Am I the applesauce? No, honey. No, honey, you ain't the applesauce. Sounds like your husband's kind of like a narcissist trying to play head games with you, that it's like, it's okay for him to treat the things that you make him, throw them in the bin, right? But because you stopped, because he doesn't appreciate it, now all of a sudden you're the bad guy? Get the hell out of here. You are not the applesauce, honey. Tell him to grow the hell up. Or if he wants handmade gifts from you, tell him to learn how to freaking appreciate them. It's that simple. But you know what, guys? That's the end of Savage Story Time. You let me know. Who do you think's the biggest applesauce of this week? Is it the husband who doesn't appreciate the handmade gifts? Is it this frickin' stepmom that's like, this child can't use the air mattress? Because to me, honey, she's the biggest frickin' applesauce of the week. Is it the friend that fed her friend, a fish cake as a prank? Is it the guy who gave his tenants extra time to move and the tenants still weren't good with it? Or could it be, the roommate that, told the roommate's boyfriend to go kick rocks barefoot, on the beach with broken glass? Or is it, the woman who tried to help this little girl at dance class only to have the mom, just be an applesauce to her face? Because I don't know. This one's a hard one. It's either the dance class one or the stepmom with the air mattress. I'm not sure. Because that one dance mom, she seemed really entitled, right? But that stepmom with the air mattress, it's a freaking air mattress, lady. I don't know. You let me know. Who do you think's the biggest applesauce? But you know what, guys? With that said, I'm going to hop on out of here. If you're new to the channel and you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye!